Hello everyone and welcome to Sunburned. Albino ranks every boss in Batman Arkham Origins from easiest to hardest. I played the port that made it to PS Plus, so I don't have access to any of the DLC, just the main story bosses, but that's more than enough compared to all the other games because Origins did not mess around with their boss fights. You still got a couple walk up and take down bosses, but plenty of them have real depth, starting from easiest and working our way to hardest. Number 15, Electrocutioner. It's a one-hit KO. Did Batman pay this dude to take a dive? He must love it since he ends up taking an even bigger one later thanks to Joker kicking him out of a hotel window. Number 14, Joker. QuickTime cutscene final bosses were all the rage back in the early 2010s and before. Playing up the cinematic aspect rather than trying to make something difficult to overcome, I think they do a decent job here, having you lay the absolute smackdown beatdown on Joker's face, complete with slow-motion camera effects and stylish angles. The whole time I'm thinking, that's what you get for being a bit worse than Mark Hamill. I like Batman's different voice, though. I think it's fine. I might even prefer the added roughness and power to it for a character that's supposed to strike fear into Gotham City's underworld. I don't want him going all, I'm not wearing hockey pads! But there's still some abrasive ferocity to Origins Batman that I like. Number 13, Bird. This is my Lieutenant Bird. Next to him is Dog, and over there is Turtle. At least Robin is named after a specific kind of bird. This guy took 2 hits to go down instead of 1. What a legend. He's only got a small crowd with him too, even if 2 of them are enhanced with Mountain Dew. Doing a triple circle combo knocks one down for quite a while, so you can have time to beat down the other one. Number 12, Black Mask. Amidst a crowd of his cronies, Roman Sionis, otherwise known as the Black Mask, who spends most of the game without his mask on, attacks you in a standard horde with a couple of kung fu dudes and armored brutes thrown in. Having the shot gloves by this point makes any group a breeze to deal with. Once those corpse-looted zappers are charged up, there's nothing that can withstand the voltage. It's easy to get carried away with them though and just mash square, which is when you'll start getting punched in the back of the head, and then you'll lose your combo rhythm, and when you try to start it back up again, you're always pressing square like right when a guy's already attacking, and then tilt sets in, and you refuse to slow down and take a beat, so you just keep getting clocked like the enemy's building its own combo, and then pretty soon you're dead. It's a thing that happens. You've all been there if you've played the games before. Number 11, Anarchy. And that's what happened to me while fighting Anarchy. Not a hard boss. Even with all this bad rhythm, I still pulled it out on hard mode. The only annoyances are the knife and the stun baton. Anarchy is available to fight pretty early, and this game takes a lot longer to unlock the good combat finishers. So it'll definitely be easier if you wait a bit until you get the X circle multi-ground takedown one and the square triangle disarm one. Anarchy with a K. I love a villain that just spells their name wrong like they're retarded. It's not badass, you just seem like a grade school dropout. Number 10, Mad Hatter. The Mad Hatter himself is a walk-up takedown, but this whole mind labyrinth he's got going on counts as part of the encounter, the hardest part of which is apparently not just jumping off the ledge. It's a long sequence of platforming, a brawl or two, a tightrope puzzle, and then finally you go up there and present the most obvious aggressive intent to a hostage situation. Like, as soon as I raise my batarang, this dude should slice Alice's throat, much less when I actually fucking throw the batarang and he's still sitting there like, do I have the upper hand? As it bounces back and impacts the nape of his neck. Don't move, Batman! Grabs batarang, raises arm, throws. I'm warning you! Number 9, Bane 3. Too many Bane fights in this game if you ask me, and all of them are just him charging at you, but this one is a Predator mission where you get to hit a certain number of silent takedowns before the timer runs out and he becomes unstoppable, as they say. I don't know if that means the mission just fails, or if it means he'll kill you in a single hit next time he gets you, but you shouldn't have to wait that long anyway if you're hiding under grates and zipping through the vents. Look for electricity fields and try to take him down near those for extra damage, and if he sees you, just hightail it to a vent and try to round some corners, because he can outrun you pretty handily. Number 8, Killer Croc. The first fight of the game, this one is pretty formulaic, but still cool. Stun him with circle and then beat him down. Then he goes and picks up a very explodey tanker and holds onto it for a bit too long, where you blast it with a batarang for extra damage on him. Rinse and repeat with some goons thrown in. Killer Croc never learns his lesson, never alters his tactics. It's like the guy playing Mortal Kombat who just alternates jump attacks and sweeps and then rage quits when the opponent figures it out. Number 7, Shiva. This is the crowd control fight from hell. Every enemy is either Jackie Chan or Jackie Chan with a sword, so get used to mashing that triangle button for the double counters and holding away to dodge blades. If you take out too many dudes, she just spawns more of them, so focus on Shiva and show her she's no Talia. Number 6, Copperhead. This chick wants to be a snake so bad, but I don't see her slithering around on her belly. If you have arms and legs, you're a lizard. Call yourself the Gila monster instead. Did you know that's how it's pronounced? I thought it was Gia monster for the longest time. And Copperhead looks about as Hispanic as my homemade burritos, so I bet she didn't know that shit either. You may speak Spanish, but you can't fool me. You're a beef and cheese gal through and through, just like my white ass. Copperhead is like the Shiva boss, only you have to blade dodge everybody. But the clones disappear in one hit, so how long it takes depends on how lucky you get targeting the real gringo puta. After getting locked in a shipping container for the cops to find, Copperhead might want to think about getting another trabajo. Number 5, Firefly. This Firefly should have also been cancelled after one season, but he gets renewed in Arkham Knight like anyone needed that. Simple enough situation, chuck glue sniffer grenades at the dude as he flies around to get him tangled, then fire some semi-automatic batarangs for damage before bat-clawing him when prompted, turning it into a Bass Pro fishing simulator reeling in the most burnt catch of all time. Won't even need to cook it, someone already did very poorly. Number 4, Deadshot. A huge improvement over his Arkham City implementation. Deadshot gets his own Predator challenge where, just like in the city ones, goons spawn endlessly as you take them down, so you have to focus on the armored man himself. Deadshot is so ridiculously, stupidly good at shooting that he can cover an entire section of the map with one laser just ricocheting off 80 walls and surfaces to put a bullet right between your chest plates. So sticking to the gargoyles and under grates is good to not be randomly seen by a fifth-hand reflection. You can get in a decent loop of gliding in behind him and doing a quick not-so-silent knockout smash takedown, then gliding back up into the rafters before anyone sees, as long as they're sufficiently far enough away. Attacking Deadshot draws attention no matter what you do, so the fastest option is the best. When he's down to 1 attack's worth of HP left, he will take a hostage in the center of the room and rotates 90 degrees in a random direction every 6 seconds or so. If you're spotted, you lose the encounter straight up, but once you take him out, everyone else instantly folds, so you don't have to worry about being seen during or after the fact, so it's not a big ask. Number 3, Bane 2. The second time you fight Bane is more thematically annoying than the first time we haven't talked about yet, but the saving grace is that you don't actually have to beat him, you just have to hit him with the shock gloves enough that his heart gives out. I hate Bane in this game. Imagine a Titan from Arkham Asylum who has way less charge-up time, charges for multiple laps back and forth at once, and tracks you like a motherfucker, so you have to dodge right on time. Once he's done charging, he'll do this final giant ground pound shockwave thing. Luckily your dodge has invincibility frames for this one specific attack and nothing else, so you can evade towards him and immediately hit him with the ultra stun combo while his mercs are still knocked out on the ground. You only have to do this a couple times before you fake Bane's death so Joker doesn't electrocute himself. 2 supervillain lives on the line for the price of 1, but we're Batman, so we're not allowed to save hundreds of innocent future victims by ending 2 existential threats to the city. I just finished watching The Punisher, because I'm doing an MCU complete timeline thing where I watch everything in the order it happened in the universe, and Frank Castle needs to do a DC crossover because he is the hero Gotham doesn't deserve, but definitely needs right now. If The Punisher saw the Joker, bam, 2 in the head, goodbye decades of turmoil. If The Punisher saw the Penguin, boom, kick him halfway across the street and buckshot him in midair. After the boss, Jim Gordon thinks Batman actually killed Bane for a second, so he gets all bitchy, like, haven't you taken enough lives tonight, bro? Shut the fuck up. Bane is a super criminal. I hope your daughter ends up in a wheelchair saying some dumb shit like that. Oh wait, she wouldn't have to if we... Forget even killing the Joker. How about not going out of our way to save him when he's about to die by extenuating circumstance? This whole Bane boss fight challenge exists because the Joker is gobsmacked at Batman having saved his life prior, so he tries to create a situation where Batman has to kill someone to save someone else, because when you're dealing with maniacs and psycho murderers and homegrown terrorists, having a no-kill rule is some bullshit that even regular law enforcement doesn't have to adhere to. Granted, all the cops in Gotham would shoot a puppy if it added a 0 to their paycheck, but still. Number 2, Bane 1. It's the same thing as Bane 2, only you have to do the whole thing. There's even a phase 1 beforehand where it's just him, and it seems like he just punishes you no matter what button you press. They want you to get off the full 3-circle combo multiple times when he doesn't stagger and can act whenever he wants. But if you get past phase 1 and die, you respawn here in phase 2, where it's more linebacker bullshit, back and forth across the roof in a sea of thugs. I think fighting the mobs is a trap. I had better luck just running away from everyone until the WWE Super Slam, and then using my aforementioned iframes to dodge toward it and quickly hit him with the stunner before the peons stopped being flat on the ground. It took me like 20 minutes to beat this boss, and I hated every second of it. Number 1, Deathstroke. The hardest boss in Batman Arkham Origins is Deathstroke, where conversely, this fight is actually enjoyable and I like it, despite it being very tense and demanding. There are a lot of moving parts and it can seem hard to figure out at first, but underneath the hood, it basically boils down to mashing square at all times, but then stopping to press triangle carefully and accurately when needed. If you see him start to counter his counter, but mashing triangle just gets you hit. Specifically in the little cutscene choreography, you can't press it early or you'll never get anywhere. It's a war of attrition, because Deathstroke's health drains very slowly with each hit you do, to say nothing of the fact that 4 out of 5 punches you throw just get blocked automatically anyway. If you put brownies in the oven before you start this encounter, they might be done before you are. And that's gonna do it for this boss ranking. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can like, share, and subscribe. Watch all my other videos in an electric chair, and I'll see you guys next time.